Hello, it is Friday. I'm KMO, and as is my Friday habit, I'm in a TV studio with Collin. Collin, rise!
Just trying to take a nap, dude.
I know, and I was disturbing you.
Disturbing? Disturbed? Oh, wah, My favorite meme ever.
You'll have to send it to me. We'll flash it up on screen for the old people, because I don't know what that is.
It's the beginning of Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
Oh, I think I know 3 Disturbed songs. They're the ones in my gym playlist.
So, Immortalized, because I recommended that one to you.
Yes, that's one.
Indestructible.
Yep.
I don't know what the last one is.
The other is a cover of an old Genesis song.
Which one?
Land of Confusion.
I mean, if you're going for Disturbed covers, why not go The Sound of Silence? That is the best song ever made.
Okay.
Disturbed's cover of The Sound of Silence. Also, Down with the Sickness is their most popular non-cover song.
Okay. I will add those.
I don't know about working out to Down with the Sickness, but it's a good song. One of my favorites.
I'll check it out. All right. So, it's Friday. We have feedback from last week. Sound was crap. I don't think he said crap. What did he say?
I don't remember. That
was the gist of it,
That's
yes.
the point. Yeah, we're working on it. It's audio. No matter what you do, I was always gotta keep tweaking it. We move the desk. Hopefully, we're closer to these microphones, and I don't know. I usually just hit record and then come in here and talk. So I don't monitor the audio. I couldn't even tell you if I turned it on.
Content-wise, anything? Any carryover from last week? What did we talk about last week?
I mostly just mumbled about stuff.
Okay.
I was tired.
Well, this week I have been talking about sex robots.
I saw the title of, I think it was your second video, and I said, nope.
Not going there, huh?
2 words in that title I do not want to see together ever. Reasonable. Also, yes, and hopefully it works out well, but I don't want to talk about that.
See,
Really don't.
that is just like blood in the water now. The idea that those 2 words together make you uncomfortable.
Well, I'd hope so.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because children.
Uh-huh.
And the other word, do not, no, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what 2 words did you think of? Oh, robots.
Sex and robot.
No, children.
Children and robot.
He got me good.
Yeah. What else? What else we got going?
I mean, in politics news, Cohen hearings, Trump-Kim summit.
Oh, yeah. Geopolitics. Where do you want to start?
None of it was interesting, really.
Really?
Well, not for me. I was working through the Cohen hearings, so I only saw parts of them, and yeah. I mean, the dude was lying every word. Even the words he was saying that were true, he was somehow lying. It's pretty great.
You know, when I exit the bedroom in the morning, I walk into the kitchen, I say, Alexa, flash briefing. And I get NPR headline news, and I get BBC headline news. And then throughout the day, you know, if I'm bored, I might say, Alexa, stream WVPR. Just see what's on, you know, Vermont Public Radio. And the day that Cohen said that Trump was a racist, they repeated that on NPR, at least, you know, in my hearing. And I was just tuning in sporadically, at least 10 times. At least 10 times. Mm-hmm. NPR, you know, in the very short time that I tuned in, you know, so over the course of the day, they might have repeated it 100 times. I mean, they, you know, of all the things that he's been charged with, I mean, that one it's not a charge at all. It's just an accusation.
Which doesn't work against Trump, in case the 2016 wasn't very informative to people. You can't just call the other side racist anymore, apparently.
Yeah, but, you know, left-wing media take heed.
Did you just call public radio and NPR left-wing?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get told all the time they're the non-biased best source for news. Almost like that's from people who just like what they're saying.
For years now, I have held that NPR is propaganda for people with long attention spans. And, you know, that used to be me.
I don't have one.
Less and less is it me.
But did you hear about the time that Donald Trump went to a country and there was brown people there? What did he do?
What did he do?
I don't know. I was pretending to do the NPR voice. I don't know.
Okay. Did he play some golf?
Probably. Probably built a tower, too.
Okay, North Korea.
Talks did not go too well, apparently. Trump had to walk away from the table. And I really have no opinion on this because it's one of those things you can really only judge in hindsight. It's like if it works out well, then it was a good move. If it doesn't work out, it was a bad move.
I was shocked this morning. It wasn't in my flash briefing. Every now and again, as I'm trying to work, the cat will come and meow at me and meow and meow and meow until I stand up. And then she'll either head to the kitchen to tell me she wants food, or she'll head to a spot right in front of the couch and sprawl on the carpet. And she's telling me that she wants to be brushed. So I was trying to work and she was meowing at me and I stood up and she went to the brushing spot. So I went over and I started brushing her. And when I brushed the cat, I tell the robot to turn on the radio. And I was shocked. I heard somebody on NPR, I guess it was Morning Edition, saying that Trump has got a summit coming up with the Chinese leader. And that by walking out of the meeting with Kim Jong-un, he was really sending a message to China saying, look, I am ready to walk. If things are not going well at one of these summits, I got no problem just walking right out the door and you guys can stand there, with the check to pay the bill. And this commentator, and I don't know who it was, sometimes they'll get somebody on from like National Review, some token right-wing guy. So I don't know if that's what was happening, but I was absolutely shocked to hear on NPR anybody saying anything remotely positive about Donald Trump. I mean, it seems like the left-wing media has just completely turned into orange man bad.
It's really hard when he's the only president since whenever North Korea started being a problem to actually, manage to attempt to accomplish anything.
Do anything?
Anytime people say anything bad about Donald Trump, it's like, okay, yeah, there's a lot bad to say about him because there's a lot bad to say about any politician ever, really. He's not even a politician, he's just a president now. But it's all like, when they're comparing him to other presidents, I'm like, you know what? He has North Korea talking to us. Everyone else said, oh, North Korea is a problem, and then just said that and did nothing because too controversial or something. They don't want to take responsibility or fix problems. I don't know why they didn't do anything.
What are your feelings about privacy? Are you worried that your privacy is being eroded by all the electronic gizmos in your life?
Oh, no. I'm very confident in Google and whoever owns Samsung and all these companies. They already know exactly where I am, what I'm searching for at all times, blah, 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 blah. I don't like it. There's actually nothing I can do to stop it.
Are you sure? Are you sure there's no public policy remedies?
Does the government use public policy? You mean government policy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that works so well to keep companies from doing whatever they want.
Do you think
also,
maybe that
private companies should be able to do what they want, right?
Should they?
Well, I mean, I have the option to not use any Google products, don't I?
Do you?
Yes, I do. It might put me at a social disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
in today's society, but I do have the option to not use any Google product. I have the right for no cable or phone or internet. If I don't want to be tracked, I can go live in a tree somewhere. But you know what?
Is there no middle ground? Is it either go live in a tree with no electronics or just completely throw up your hands and say, you know what, privacy it's an old-fashioned notion that boomers and Gen Xers worry about, and I just don't get it. I don't see why they're so upset.
There are things you can do to have specifically private conversations or send specifically private data. Like I have Signal on my phone because my buddy's into privacy, and it supposedly encrypts the messages before sending them. So now the only way people see, and it's set to delete itself after 2 weeks. So the only way people see these messages is if they take my phone, unlock it by pressing any button because I don't have a lock on my phone, and then go to my Signal app and look at my conversations that delete after 2 weeks. But I am absolutely not worried about any person, KMO, my boss, my friends, getting into my personal stuff, and mostly because I'm a big man with guns and knives and boom, boom, boom.
So I just read a book. Actually, I listened to the audiobook, which is not the same activity as reading a book. But in fact, I can't even remember the title. But the author was Yasha Levine, and he was giving a history of the internet. And basically, networking technology, since long before the internet, its primary use has been social control and surveillance. And there's a long chapter on Signal and Tor, and how the idea that if you're using either one of those, that you're protecting your data is it's ridiculous. It is a security blanket. If you really want to be locked down and private in your communications, it takes a lot more, and it takes a lifestyle. It takes constant diligence.
If I want a conversation to be private, no computers around,
yeah,
in a room that I own with no computers around, talking boom, 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 and then, I still have to worry about you going and spreading the information if I'm talking to you, right?
We are in a TV studio.
I mean,
on
right now,
camera.
no, none of this is private, especially because we're planning on putting it on YouTube.
So if you're going to have that kind of conversation, it kind of limits who you can have it with.
There are ways, dead drops on a piece of paper that immediately gets burned. I don't really have anything I need to protect. I don't plan on doing anything wrong. And if it comes to a point where the government wants to put me away for doing stuff, or the government, Chinese people, whatever it is, it's not like it's Second Amendment at that point. It's my only option. It's going to be, once it's gone, if someone wants to do me wrong, I mean, privacy already doesn't exist. I don't know what else to do.
There's an acronym for Second Amendment defense of your rights against government. It's called SBC. You know what that stands for?
No.
Suicide by cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Like once my rights start getting taken away, I'm going down swinging.
In a blaze of glory and a hail of bullets.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Well, if everyone does that, then maybe we can stop the force. If not, well, the world's screwed anyways. Why live in it?
There you have it.
Is that a controversial opinion?
Is it? I would guess so, really. I mean, the idea that you, how old are you? 19?
20.
20. That you as a 20-year-old should be able to own a gun.
Okay, that's controversial because, God forbid, adults have rights.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
the idea that
I
you
don't
should, go out swinging, except not swinging, but pulling the trigger to make a point, I think should be controversial. I think we should have remedies
we should
and
hopefully
means
not
of
get to that
redressing
point.
grievances.
But that's if it gets to that point, is what I was saying. It's one of those, yeah. I don't have a point.
Well, I'm just pointing out that I asked you a question about electronic security and privacy, and it went very quickly to I'm going down in a blaze of glory.
I went off on a very what if tangent, which helps. So I don't. If something starts getting violated, I get put into a corner. Government wants to. I have an opinion. The government or some other force doesn't like, and they're going to kill me for it or whatever. Then yes.
That's a big what if. There's a few jumps there between now and then, to make that clear.
It probably was to you, hopefully.
Sex robots. They already exist.
Yes, I know. And
But-
I'm thinking about what I can say while I'm here,
Oh, well, yeah.
and that I want to put on the TV at the time slot I have to sit.
The YouTube people probably don't know this, but this also goes out via some other means. People in Vermont see it on their TV screens.
That's kind of the deal for letting KMO use the studio. Got to be able to air the content. That's what public access TV is.
Yep.
We're making television content right here. KMO also puts it on his YouTube.
We're getting switched.
Yeah. There's a camera there. There's a camera here. Camera 2. Camera 3.
Got a little lag, I think. All right.
I don't know. It's probably Albert. He's doing a good job. I'm proud of you, Albert.
Are we done?
No, one more thing.
Okay.
Because we're talking about adults having rights.
Mm-hmm.
Vermont, the state in which I live, is thinking about banning the sale of tobacco and vape products to anyone under the age of 21. And I, as a 20-year-old vapor, just want to say, don't tell me what to do.
How will you feel about that next year?
I also think it's not right to tell adults what to do. Also, if I have an 18-year-old friend who wants a vape, well, guess what? I'm more than willing to buy it for them. Because they're an adult and should be able to do what they want.
So, do you know who the sponsor of this legislation is? No.
No, I don't. I don't know.
State this small, it's pretty easy to keep track of that stuff.
I don't care.
Gotcha.
I very much don't. I can, a state this small, it's very easy just to go across the river to New Hampshire.
Oh, that's true.
I go to I'm not going to say where I go. I go to a vape store that's 30 minutes from my house in another state.
30 minutes north of here, up, what is that, 12? That's the highway?
91.
91? No, 91's the interstate in Vermont.
Oh, well then 5.
Is it 5?
Oh,
I think 5's in Vermont. You're talking about going up to Claremont.
Yeah, okay. So from my house, I get on 91 or Route 5,
Okay.
go through Springfield,
Gotcha.
and then either a Scotney or Springfield to Charlestown to Claremont.
So you stay in Vermont most of the trip, and then you just pop over into New Hampshire just for the minimum amount necessary, right?
No, like they have a McDonald's there.
Ah.
That's about it. They have a Walmart too.
Is there a single Walmart in all of Vermont? Does Burlington have one?
I don't know.
Alex, you know? Rutland.
Rutland, terrible place.
Not sure I've been there.
I went to a Denny's in Rutland once, and then on the ride home, my buddy was going 83 on the highway and got pulled over. And he wasn't legally allowed to have me in the car because he was not 16 and a half. So I had to drive, which I don't like doing. And so I already get stressed out driving, right?
No, I have to pull off. We're pulled over on the interstate. I have to try to pull off, and I can't see crap because there's a cop with his lights on behind you and his spotlight. So I'm just leaning out the window trying to look. And I'm like, and then also his headlights suck, so I couldn't see crap and almost went off the road like 3 times. Probably should just left him driving, really.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
It's probably best to keep it that way. By the time I was your age, I think I had been arrested 3 times. But
Were you doing bad stuff or
no, I was doing
controversial stuff?
neither. I was a youngin' in possession of alcohol.
So illegal stuff.
Yeah, technically
usually
illegal
how you
stuff,
get
yes.
arrested.
Yeah.
I try to avoid doing that, or at least getting caught doing that. I've done some illegal stuff, believe it or not.
I've done plenty of stupid stuff, but when I was a teenager, the world was a more forgiving place.
I'm pretty white, so I can probably get forgiven.
It probably didn't hurt in my case either.
I mean,
Yeah. But
I'm not
it's-
wrong, am I?
You are. Plenty of white people in Vermont get sucked into the Department of Corrections.
Well, I have tons of cousins, and that's because they're drug addicts, and then they do a bunch of stupid stuff to get their drugs, and they get out on parole or whatever, probation, I don't know,
Furlough.
sometimes, and then they just go right back to doing the stupid stuff they were doing and go right back. And I mean, in the specific cases I know of, with my family, I don't feel bad for them because they're stupid and do it to themselves. Whether or not they deserve to be in prison for their life, it's all like, well, you knew what was going to happen, so I don't really feel bad for you.
All right.
I mean,
And on that note of compassion, we bring this installment of Fridays with Collin to an end. Thank you so much.
au revoir.